Let me read you an excerpt that I think will help you from my journal that I wrote in about 4 months ago. Month by month, day by day, the years pass by so quickly. It is March 22nd, 2024, and the month is already almost over. The days fly by, and it's scary. In the blink of an eye, the year will be over. So here's to the progress that we must make daily. Today I learned to better look out for myself and stand up for myself. I'm proud of myself, of all the lessons that I've learned so far in the year, the triumphs and the failures. Here's to many more. I wrote this in March 22nd, 2024. And I started this journal, this is like at the end of my journal. I started this journal at the start of the year, December 24th, 2023. And all the lessons that I've learned, the person that I've become today, is largely because of everything that I've wrote in this little book. And the lesson that I want to share with you today is how quickly time passes by. Day by day, week by week, month by month. It seems so slow, right? Like, okay, I can count the seconds, right? Like, I always thought, like, my parents would say, oh, you grow up so fast. Just a second ago, just yesterday, I feel like you were a little baby. And I'm like, bro, but you can count the seconds, right? Like, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, it's all the same. So how's it possible? Like, a year is a pretty damn long time. But now I'm realizing what they really meant, which was that the days pass by pretty slowly, the weeks pass by pretty slowly, the months pass by pretty slowly, the years pass by quickly. Years pass by so quickly. Isn't that insane? I don't know how that happens. But I feel like I've tried so hard. The reason why I started this journal is because I knew I was leaving my hometown in about 6 months from starting this journal. And I wanted to make the most of every single day. Every single day I wanted to document and remember. So that every single day I could feel like time wasn't passing by so quickly. Every single day I could genuinely feel like, okay, I treasured this day. I maximized this day. This day I'll remember for the rest of my life. Well, guess what? No matter how hard I tried, it didn't work. Because every single day will pass you by no matter what. And some days will be more significant than others. Some days you'll play on repeat in your mind. Some days you just won't even remember. And that's okay. Life isn't about remembering everything. Life isn't about the amount of years that you have. Life isn't about the amount of time that you have, or the amount of energy, or your circumstances, or anything. It's not about the amount of years that you have in your life. It's about the amount of life that you live in those years. And so instead of trying to count the days that I have left in Hong Kong, which is where I'm living right now, before I move to a mountain on the other side of the world to pursue my dream, it's not about the amount of days I have left. So I stopped counting my days. I have to start making my days count. How do I do that? Well, it's by, number one, doing purposeful work, actually spending time with the people that I value, my family, my closest friends, building myself, finding who I am. Like, it's summer now. School is over. I tried so hard to cherish every single day that I had at school with all my friends, eating lunch with them, having good laughs. And I tried so hard to cherish every single day. Every single day I tried so hard to cherish and write it down and remember and hold on to it and make it pass by slower. But it passed by me anyway, like sand slipping through my fingers. You ever try to hold sand? It just slips through your fingers. And so I realized it wasn't about trying to hold on to now. It wasn't about trying to make time pass by slower. It was about the value, the memories that I made. It wasn't about trying to maximize it. It's about who do you become through that. It's about how do you evolve through that. Because it's like, it's not the memories that you cherish. It's not the people or the places that you cherish. It's the memory. It's not the memories of it. It's the way that it made you feel, right? The way that it made you feel. You don't look back at a certain time in your life fondly because of, like, just for the sake of it, right? Just because of what it was. You look back on it because of the way it made you feel. The people, the voices, the smell. How did it all make you feel? How did it make you feel about yourself? How did it make you feel about life? Maybe it made you feel like everything was going to be fine, that you had nothing to worry about. And that's what you missed. You look at an old photograph. There's this one old photograph that I have of me and my mom when I was living in the first house that I ever lived in. I remember my days there. And looking back at that, I don't miss the house because oh, the house had a nice light. Oh, the house had a really cool floor. Or the house, I liked my bedroom and the layout of my bedroom. No. I miss that old house because of the people, because of the voice, because of the way it made me feel. Because I felt like a pure child. Because I was blissful to what the world had. I was blissful to all the responsibilities. I'm 17, let's face it. I have no taxes to pay. I have no responsibility. But I was blissful to like everything that I could have possibly faced. Right? I was just a child. My biggest worry was the next Lego Star Wars set that I was going to get. I missed the way I felt back then. I don't miss the house. I miss the way it made me feel. And so I want to propose this question to you. Whatever nostalgia that you feel looking back at your past, what do you miss about it specifically? Because nostalgia is an emotion for me that has really gotten to me a lot. Like it's paralyzed me in some ways. Like some days I just lie down thinking about my past and thinking I can never go back to the good old days. Like I'm 7. Like, shut up, bro. The good old days. I've had good old days. Primary, 4th grade was my good old days. Back when I used to live in Canada, and I had like a really tight-knit friend group, and life just was like, it was good. I had nothing to worry about. Looking back at that time, I remember the smells, I remember the people, I remember the names, the voices, the faces. There's nothing that I miss about that. I miss the way it made me feel. You know how like stoicism and all that, they always tell us, oh, a moment only has the significance that you allow it to have, right? Like you look back at a certain memory, it has no value. You give it that value. But I don't want to live life that way. I don't want to live life thinking something only has a value because I think it's valuable. No. It's valuable because it's not valuable because it happened. It's not valuable because of what it was. Events are not valuable because they just happen. Events are valuable. Things happen. And it's valuable because they forge you into who you are today. They become a part of you. That is what's valuable. Because it sticks with you, right? The lessons that you learn, the people, the influences that you've had, the voices that you've listened to, it all changes you. And then it sticks with you. It becomes a part of you. Your past is a part of you. Whether you try, like, deny it or not, whether you embrace it or not, your past is a part of you. I think that's what gives a moment a certain value, whether it sticks with you or not. And so, for me, or maybe even you, it's easy to look back and look fondly and wish that you could go back and wish that you could just have one more day and cherish it. But you don't realize when you're 90 or 100 years old, looking back at the you today, you would give anything to be able to have a day at your age where you feel as healthy as you do, where you have the ability to, like, you're blessed enough to watch this random kid on the internet yap about his life, and you would have given anything to be where you are today. Yet you always feel like you don't have enough. You always feel like you have it so hard. And maybe, I'm not saying like you aren't facing anything. Everyone's facing something. You're either in a hard time, going into a hard time, or you're coming out of a hard time, on your way to the next hard time. Life is hard. Life is hard. I'm not here to say like I'm not in a war-torn country or anything. Like my life is pretty good. I can't lie to you. But in life, you'll always face things that are going to push you, that are going to break you. We are all going to experience that. But whatever you experience in life, good or bad, whatever you experience, it becomes a part of your story. And guess what? Your story becomes a part of who you are. Why? Because everything that you experience in life, your story, everything that happens, every belief, every value that you take, every new worldview that you adopt, every person that you meet, it becomes a part of you, who you are, the way you interact with the world and think about the world and think about yourself. Think about it. How many people have you met in your life that have changed the way that you think about the world? Even people that you don't know personally. For me, like, I look online, like, Steve Jobs, Martin Luther King Jr., who else? David Goggins, like all these inspirational, Hamza, First Man. All these different people have shaped the way that I see the world. My dad, my mom, my best friends, like the pastors at my church, like all these people influence who I am today. I'm anything but self-made. You are anything but self-made. From the time we are on this earth, like born, to the time that we die, We are anything but self-made. Trust me, all the influences that you've had have shaped who you are today. And to say that you are self-made, to say that, oh, everything that I have now, I did this for myself. Sure, you could have worked hard. Sure, you could have done a lot of profound thinking and in solitude and meditation and finding yourself and doing a lot of soul searching. Sure. But you owe it to the world to really give them credit, give the world credit to everything, all the beliefs it gave you, the worldview that it gave you. You don't realize how much you're actually influenced by the people around you, by the people that you've met, by the things that you've heard or seen. Every conclusion that you come to has been built on the foundation of what everyone else, or what you've been told to believe, or what you have chosen to believe. Okay, that's about time I stop yapping. If you want to hear more from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. If you want more, there's hair in my mouth. If you want more deep talks like this, stay tuned, because I'll be right here. Love you, bro. Get after it. Get after it. For real. Lock in, bro. This is your sign to go all in.